Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 42, live on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles, streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's get into it, man. College basketball time. A lot to get into. A lot's been happening with the college basketball, with the NBA recap. I'm getting to that. Obviously, there's been some sad news in the world of sports. Um, the passing of Junior Bridgeman, the passing of Albert Miller, and journalist and writer uh, John Feinstein. I'm gonna get into that, get into NFL news, a lot of trades, some moves that's been made. Free agency period is ongoing, and also do the on this day in sports history for March the 13th. So a lot to cover. So let's get into what's going on in the World College basketball. Conference tournament time is going on right now in the men's and the women's. So let's get into it. What's going on in college basketball right now? Start with the women's. We kept that. They've been doing their thing. It's been most of the teams in the conferences, the major conferences already finished the conference. It's gonna start with South Carolina. They beat Texas, the number one seed, 64 to 65. Excuse me, 64-45. You beg your pardon. That was in the SEC tournament championship final. South Carolina beat number one seed Texas 64 to 45. So they are the champions of the SEC. No surprise there. So that's what's going on right now, as far as that's concerned, with the women's scenario. So as I continue on to break down what took place recently in the women's college basketball tournament, UCLA, number four seed, beat the number two seed USC 72 to 67. UConn beat Villanova in the semifinal of the Big East tournament 82-54. NC State beat Duke 76. Excuse me, Duke beat NC State 76-62. Baylor lost to TCU 64-59. That was in the Big 12 championship game. So TCU wins that one. And Creighton beat Seton Hall 73-44. And South Dakota State beat Oral Roberts 84-68. That was on Sunday. This past Monday, UConn beat Creighton in the Big East tournament final 70-50. So they won by 20 points. And this past Tuesday, Bethune lost to Prairie View 57-52. Incarnate Word beat Northwestern State 69-54. Manhattan beat Canisius 52 to 42. That was the final score in that game, as far as that's concerned. Purdue FW lost to Green Bay in the Horizon League Championship final. Green Bay won that game 76-63. Sam Houston State beat Jacksonville State 54-53. Montana State beat Idaho State 75-42. Utah Tech beat Seattle 74-60. That's the opening round on Tuesday. And so, see, FSF Austin beat Nicholls 77-65. Yesterday, Ball State beat Western Michigan 82-53. That's in the final. MAC championship quarterfinal, the SWAC. Texas Southern beat Prairie View 69-49. Southland tournament, Southeast Louisiana beat Incarnate Word 57-37. The MEAC tournament, Norfolk State beat South Carolina State 81-55. In the quarterfinal, Manhattan lost to Fairfield, the MAC championship quarterfinal 58-51. Liberty beat Sam Houston State 78-51. Kent State beat Miami of Ohio 68-61. Hampton beat Stony Brook 76-65. 76-75. That's what Austin beat Lamar 61-53. Howard beat Delaware State 85-49. So most of these are quarterfinals. Only final was the Montana State beat Montana 58-57. That was in the Big Sky Championship final. And American Athletic Conference Championship, South Florida beat Rice 69-62 in the final. In triple overtime, this Mountain West Championship game had to be decided where Wyoming lost to San Diego State 72-68. In today's games, the Southland Tournament Final, Southeast Louisiana lost to SF Austin 65-57. Most of these are quarterfinal wins. UT Arlington won 72-66 over CA Baptist. Jackson State beat Grambling 57-47. USC Davis 61-50 over UC Riverside. University of North Carolina Wilmington lost to Delaware 71-55. Lehigh beat Holy Cross in the Patriot League Championship semifinal 65-44. Army beat Bucknell 49-39 in the semifinal Patriot League Championship. Those are games that's going on that are final. All right, so let's get to the men's. So the games. We'll start with the regular season is over. So, okay, St. Mary's beat Pepperdine in the West Coast Conference Tournament semifinal 74-59 in the final with St. Mary's over Pepperdine. Tuesday, Gonzaga, you can say it's an upset over St. Mary's. Gonzaga wasn't even ranked. Gonzaga's 25-8. They beat St. Mary's in the West Coast Conference Tournament title 58-51. Wednesday, it was yesterday, Cincinnati beat Iowa State. Iowa State beat Cincinnati 76-56. Big 12 championship in the second round. In today's games, let's look at the finals first and foremost. Marquette beat Xavier 89-87 in the Big East tournament quarterfinal. Oregon, the Big Ten tournament, beat Indiana 72-59. Wisconsin beat Northwestern 70-63. Texas upset Texas A&M in double overtime 94-89 at the second round of SEC tournament. The quarterfinal, BYU beat Iowa State 96-92. The Big 12 championship quarterfinal, St. John's blew out Butler 78-57. That was the quarterfinal for St. John's. Houston beat Colorado 77-68. The Big 12 championship quarterfinal, Duke beat Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament quarterfinal 78-7. Games going on right now. Illinois is beating Iowa. The Big Ten tournament second round matchup 89-76 in favor of Illinois. That's what's going on right now. Texas Tech is beating Baylor at halftime 52-39. Louisville is losing to Stanford 43-37 in the ACC tournament quarterfinal. Mississippi State is losing right now 19-13 with 12:09 to go in the first half. The second half, Stanford is beating Louisville 43-37, 16:29 to go in the second half. Now the Duke game, that was an interesting game because Cooper Flag got hurt. Yeah, got an injury, suffered an injury. It was to his leg or his ankle. Yeah, his ankle. So Con Knueppel had 28 points as a Cooper Flag and Malik Brown got hurt. Both got hurt. Flag landed awkwardly on Bay Ladongo's foot. That's what happened to him. Brown had a shoulder injury. They was able to still win, and they handled their business. They show they have some firepower. Even without Flag and Brown, obviously gonna need to be at full strength to win a championship. After missing his first 13 threes, Duke went 7 for 17 the rest of the way. Knueppel drove, scored, and drew a foul for a three-point play. About 5 minutes left in the game to put Duke up by 11. That was the key moment in the game. The key moment in the game. Key stat was Georgia Tech was outscored 28-12 to start the second half. So those are games that's going on with men so far as that is concerned. Other games, USC plays Purdue, SC plays Clemson, and Kentucky plays Oklahoma. That's the storyline of the college basketball. Let's get to some NBA. Interesting games this past week since my last was on the air. Lakers beat the Knicks 113 to 109. That was last Thursday. But Friday, let's start with Friday. Games that stood out. These matchups was the Suns and the Nuggets. Shout out to Nikola Jokic. So he was a great player that he was. He made history last Friday. He became the first player ever to have a triple double, scoring 30, 20, and 20. Just putting up those numbers like that. 31 points, 21 rebounds, 22 assists. That's a career high as they outlasted Phoenix 149 to 141. He became the first NBA player with triple double of at least 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists. He tied his own in the team record with his 29th triple double of the season, stretching his career total to 149 as they won that game. The Clippers beat the Knicks 105 to 95. See Saturday's games, the Celtics and the Lakers. That was a big time matchup. And give credit to the Celtics, they won 111 to 101. They had a big lead in this game, especially in the second half. They had a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it was trimmed to single digits. That's the thing about the Celtics. Celtics always going to allow certain teams back into the game. That's what they do all the time. They allow teams to get back into the game, and they do all they can to allow teams back in the game. But they was able to hold off the Lakers. Also, this is the same game where LeBron James got hurt. He's out for like a few weeks, couple of weeks. Jason Tatum had 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. They held off the Lakers in a rally, snapping the Lakers. I think it was an 8-game win streak. Yeah, 8-game win streak. Um, Jalen Brown had 31 points to win their fourth straight. So that was a statement win for the Celtics. The Warriors beat the Pistons 115 to 110 as Stephen Curry surpasses 25,000 points. Draymond Green hit a go-ahead three-pointer with 35 seconds to go, then secured a loose ball moments later, and converted a free throw. All right, Sunday. Impressive win by the Thunder. They beat the Nuggets 127 to 103. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, got to give him the MVP, man. 40 points against the Nuggets, handling his business as they won in a dominant fashion, 127 to 103 at home. Matchup with the top two teams in the Western Conference in that game. He also had 8 assists, Gilgeous-Alexander. They won the 11 straight, improved to 53 and 11. And Jalen Williams had 26 points and 9 rebounds and 8 assists. And the Cavaliers were red hot. They beat the Bucks 112 to 100. They improved to 54 and 10. Bricks balanced scoring. They led by Max Strus. He had 17 points to lead the balanced scoring attack for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Timberwolves are playing pretty good. They beat San Antonio 141 to 124. As Anthony Edwards had 25 points, 10 to 15 shooting. That was their 5th consecutive victory, the highest score this season. So Monday, let's get into Monday's games. The Nuggets beat the Thunder 140 to 127 as Nikola Jokic had 35 points, 18 rebounds. So that was a big bounce back win. For the Nuggets, 34 points for Jamal Murray. Tuesday, Cleveland won their 15th straight, winning against Brooklyn 109 to 104 as Darius Garland had 18 of his 30 points in the fourth quarter as they matched the longest winning streak in franchise history at 15 in a row. So the hotness continues for this Cavaliers team. You got to win the championship. When you play like this, you got to win the championship. I mean, They're 55-10. I mean, they played 65 games this year and won 55 of the 65 games that they've played. They lost only 10 games. Can they win 70 games? It's possible the way they playing. That was on Tuesday. See who they play. They play tonight. Cleveland. So they got the longest winning streak right now. They gonna have to win a championship. At least get to the finals. Last night we had a big game between the Thunder and Suns. Maybe a possible preview of the NBA Finals. Get credit to OKC. Went into Boston and they got it done, man. Shea Alexander again, 34 points, Chet Holmgren, 23 points, 15 rebounds as they clinched the playoff berth in the same fashion, beating the Boston Celtics defending champs, 118 to 112, clinching the playoffs berth. So this is a big time matchup. And the Celtics shot for 63 attempts from three, the franchise record. And they swept the Celtics in a two-game season series and won seven for the 17th time in the last 18 games. Jason Tatum in defeat had 33 points, which had won five straight. The Celtics they had been playing well, but they lost the game. Oklahoma got to a great start. They scored the first 9 points of the game, led by 12 midway through the third, before Boston tied it up at 88 with um, Tatum's three-point play. It was a 98 in the fourth, but the Thunder ran off 8 straight points to pull away in this win. Takeaways in this game is that Thunder is splitting back to back against Denver, the toughest coast competitor in the West. They controlled the game against the defending champions, and that was a big time win for them. And for the Celtics, um, obviously Jalen Brown didn't play well. Jalen Brown, the Finals MVP, uh, he had 5 of 15 shooting. He missed all five of his three-point attempts. Scored 10 points to match the season low before he fouled out. The key moment in this game was when the score tied at 98, 8 minutes to play. Kenrich Williams hit a three-pointer. Then Gildas Alexander made a pair of free throws. Williams hit a free throw. Gildas Alexander made a 15-foot turnaround jumper to make it an 8-point game. So they can score so quick in bunches. That's how dominant this team is when they're playing at a high level. And Boston had 36 three-point attempts in the first half. That was the most in any half in NBA history. That's what they do best, man. That's their brand of basketball, shooting threes. They finished with 20 for 63, tying the third most attempts in league history. Well, who wins. Shout out to the Timberwolves, man. They're playing excellent basketball right now. They beat the Denver Nuggets, man. Beat them convincingly in Denver, 115 to 95. Anthony Edwards had 29 points. Julius Randle had 25 points in this matchup. Now it's 6 games in a row. Minnesota Timberwolves are coming on strong, man. Watch out for them. They looked really good last night. Rudy Gobert had 11 points, 10 rebounds. The Timberwolves, who are now 3-0 against the Nuggets, and the last game between these two teams will be on April the 1st. Dante DiVincenzo, he had 10 points as the bench of Minnesota's outscored Denver's bench 26 to 14. Takeaways in this game is that the Timberwolves defense was great. They limited to Denver to 20 assists, 18 fast break points, and 52 points in the paint. All were below the Nuggets league leading averages. The Nuggets have scored 140 points in Monday's win at OKC, 60.5% shooting. They never found their shooting touch. They only shot 40.4% in a game that they never led. Key moments game was Michael Malone with Denver Nuggets tried to adjust about everything to spark his team. Called timeouts, challenged the play, got a technical foul. Minnesota led by 14 and a half. He stats that the 6 straight wins in Minnesota's longest streak of the season. So they're playing well at the right time of Minnesota. So shout out to Minnesota for that big win last night. And right now you got surprisingly the Wizards are beating the Pistons 69-62. That's a surprising score right there at halftime. The Lakers without LeBron James losing to the Bucks 50 to 38. So now have no LeBron James. So Luka Doncic right now has 21 points. The Bulls and the Nets. Nets are beating the Bulls by a score of 15 to 10 right now in the first quarter. Nets beating the Pelicans 19 to 11. We got the Warriors and the Kings later on at 10 o'clock. But let's look at the standings. Yeah, Cleveland already on the playoffs 55-10. They won 15 straight. Boston's 47-19. Knicks are 42-23. Milwaukee's 36-28. Indiana's 36-28. Detroit is 37-29. Atlanta's 32-34. Atlanta is 30-36 in the West. OKC is 54-12. Memphis is tied for the second spot. They're in the second place, but they got the same record as Denver, 42-24. Memphis won four straight. Houston is playing pretty good. They're in the fifth spot, 41-25. Won four straight. Golden State was won five straight, 37-28. Minnesota's in seventh place. They've won six in a row. They come on strong, and Clippers are 36-30. Stats: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander still the leading scorer, 32.8. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the number one leading scorer in the NBA. The top assist man, Trae Young, 7.5. Curry, no surprise here, 4.5 3 points made. Rebounding, Sabonis, 14.1 rebounds. Beyond 3.8 blocks. Dyson Daniels, the number one top steals guy. He's averaging three steals a game. Team stats: Cleveland's number one in points scored. Cleveland Cavaliers 122.7. Denver Nuggets 50.7 field goal percentage. Oklahoma City Thunder plus 12.4. Orlando Magic 106.1. Houston Rockets 48.2. Orlando Magic 6.1. Right, so that's all good. That's it right there for the NBA and the college basketball. Let's get some fortunate snap news, man. Junior Bridgeman passed away yesterday. I think it was yesterday, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, March 11th. Passed away, man, age 71. Was an all-time great off the court because of his business acumen and what he did as a businessman. More significant note than what he did on the court. Despite never making more than 350,000 a season during his career in the NBA, Bridgman had a net worth of 1.4 billion, over 1.4 billion. He made him one of the more wealthiest former athletes in the world. So this gentleman was able to turn something into nothing into something, and things that he did post basketball. He, didn't make that much money compared to what he did after the game of basketball was over with in his career. Went to Louisville, was a top 10 pick overall in 1975 for the Lakers. Lakers drafted him. He was selected by the Lakers, but he ended up with the Milwaukee Bucks. And he was part of that trade with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's what it was. Lakers did draft him, but they traded him on June 16, 1975 to the Bucks with David Myers, Elmore Smith, and Brian Williams for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Walt Wesley. So he was a Milwaukee Buck from day one. And he was on some good teams. Those teams with Don Nelson, played with Bob Dandridge, Bob Lanier, Marcus Johnson, Sidney McCreef, and Pupner. They had some good teams. Winning division titles from 1980 to 81, 82, 83, 84. So they was winning division championships. So played with the Clippers, played with the Bucks. But what stood out, man, is what he did off the court. You know, he was the president of the NBA Players Association from 1985 1988. He resigned after 1988 CBA. The controversy of the Junior Bridgeman antitrust lawsuit, which NBA players sued the NBA for antitrust laws. The players argued that by compensating to SQ from matching offers for free agents, the use of the salary cap told players' share of gross revenues increased from 61% to 54% from the 1983-84 season. Now, his off the season, what he did off the court is what stands out. But I want to talk about this gentleman because he worked so hard and learned the business model of Wendy's fast food restaurant franchise. As a return from the NBA, he invested in the franchise. He owned over 100 Wendy's and Chili's restaurants before selling in 2016. In 2016, Forbes ranked Bridgman as the fourth wealthiest retired athlete, man. behind only Michael Jordan, David Beckham, and Arnold Palmer, not Magic Johnson. I mean, Magic Johnson's doing big things in business, but this guy was fourth. He had an estimated income of 32 million. Um, he was a president CEO of Bridgeman Foods Incorporated. Became a bottler for the Coca-Cola Company in 2017. 2018, signed a letter of intent to buy bottling operation in Canada. Then in 2020, 5 years ago, via Bridgeman Sports and Media, bought Ebony and Jet magazine for $14 million after the magazines had declared bankruptcy early in the year. Did a lot of great things, man. He was a 10% interest in the team. He had purchased that for the team that he played for. He purchased the interest of several minority owners at an undisclosed discount the stated value. That's what he did, man. Sad that he passed away this week of a heart attack at an event at the Galt House Hotel. He was 71 years old. So that's it, man. That's it with that. That's what me said about that. Right, the next person that passed away is Oliver Miller. I remember him, the Big O. He was a big guy. He had large size. Drafted out of Arkansas, went to Phoenix Suns. He passed away at age 54 yesterday. Not a great player, no. He was selected in the 1992 NBA draft, 22nd overall pick out of Arkansas. That's the teams with no Lee Mayberry and Todd Day. Uh, he had that much great success at the NBA level. He's a big guy, very talented, good passing skills, but he had too many weight problems. He did not survive the league. So fortunately, he passed away. Rest in peace to him. He's very beefy center. Yep. Advanced to the Final Four for 29 season NBA. Played on the 1990 Final Four team. That's it for him. Rest in peace to Miller. Then John Feinstein passed away today, age 69. Legendary writer and the things that he did. Wrote for Sports Illustrated, wrote Season on the Brink. That's like his claim to fame in terms of what he did. He wrote 44 books covering college basketball, the NFL, baseball, golf, tennis. He was a columnist for the Washington Post. That wrote his last column on Michigan State's basketball coach for the men's, Tom Izzo. So wrote some had bestsellers, man. 23 of his 44 books were bestsellers. So Season on the Brink, that was his claim to fame. That actually turned into a ESPN TV film. And he was on the Sports Reporters as well. He was a giant in the industry, sports journalist, man. This guy was, on point. an all-time great in that profession. He did radio, had a show on Sirius XM's Mad Dog Sports Radio channel before moving to CBS Radio. He was a frequent guest appearance on NPR, ESPN, the Golf Channel. He won the Cup Galley Award for media in 2013. So he did a lot of great things, man. I remember when sports reporters. I do definitely remember that. But he fortunately died, man, at age 69. Had a heart attack. And matter of fact, the latest book that he came out with was about the Duke Dynasty. It was published last year. 5 banners, and the other one was the Ancient Eight, college football's Ivy League in the game they play today. He wrote that book. I do remember when he was on the sports report. That was a big time show at the time, at its peak of his powers. So that's basically it. We get to the National Football League news and stuff that's been going on. I'm not gonna go over everything, but some things he was 68. Yeah, sports report. Mike Luke talked about that in his on Twitter about how John Fernstein was a great sports writer and reporter. He was also a member of Sports Reporters family for a long time. Yeah, rest in peace to him. Not only John Feinstein. But let's get some NFL news. I'm gonna go over everything that's been going on, but there's a lot been going on since I was last on the air. The free agency trades. DK Metcalf got traded um, to the Steelers. Problem is, who's gonna throw him the ball? You need a quarterback throwing the ball. So that's the thing about it. You don't have a quarterback because Russell Wilson recently going on some visits. Then he went to visit the Giants. Then he went to visit somebody else, Cleveland, stuff like that. So there's a lot been going on right now. So even today, Gardner Minshew went to the Chiefs to back up Mahomes, so he's gonna be a backup center for them. The Dolphins they reached a deal with Alexander Madison to a 1-year contract, running back. And Texas acquired Ed Ingram in a trade to build their offensive line. So the Texans are redoing their offensive line. They acquired Minnesota Vikings guard Ed Ingram. The Raiders agreed to a deal with Raheem Mostert. He's a Raider. I've been going on. I mean, Geno Smith, he got traded to the Raiders. DK Metcalf is now a Steeler. Laramie Tunsil, he was traded recently. He was traded. He's now I think with the Houston Texans. No, the Commanders. Excuse me. No, yeah, he with the Commanders. He used to play with the Texans. He is with the Texans and the Dolphins and the Texans. So now he's a Washington Commander. So he was traded. Sam Darnold went to Seattle. Justin Fields is now he's a Jet. Also, the Commanders definitely got made a big deal with Debo Samuel. He's with them also. Uh, Daniel Jones signed the Colts. So I think it's a good look for Daniel Jones to see if he could win a spot for the quarterback position, starting quarterback position. Um, Khalil Mack, Ronnie Stanley, Chris Godwin all we signed with their respective teams. So Khalil Mack is going to be back with the Chargers. Chris Godwin is back with Tampa Bay. He's going to be back with them 3-year contract. Ronnie Stanley, we signed with the Baltimore Ravens. And Devontae Adams is now a Ram. So that's going to definitely help Matthew Stafford's receiving core. Joey Bosa, he's with the Bills. That's a good move for the pass rush. DJ Reeves with the Lions. Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, guys that played great in the Super Bowl, had like a pair of 2 sacks, 2.5 sacks. He had 2 sacks. Josh Sweat. Now he's a Cardinal. Played well in the Super Bowl. He had 2.5 sacks. So see if you live up to that contract. And Milton Williams, he's a Patriot. He played well in the Super Bowl as well. He had 2 sacks himself. So two of the guys that made a difference in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Now they're no longer with the Eagles. The Eagles got a lot of depth on the defense, so they're gonna be good. Now the question is, where will Aaron Rodgers go? Where will Russell Wilson go? Um, Stuff like that. We'll see. A lot has been going on lately. Was trades and signings and stuff like that. See what happens. Yeah, there's some of the moves that happen. All right, so yeah, Eagles fan was with the Commanders. He was traded for a 5th round pick. Now he's up watch the Commander. Commanders looking good, man. They trying to make that run to the Super Bowl. They're not satisfied. Rightfully so. All right, so let's get into yeah, they saying that yeah, John Weinstein he was 69, maybe 56. So I'm saying 68. He was 68. He was born July, so he was 68 years old. All right, that's it, man. Let's get to on this day in sports history for March the 13th. March 13th, let's get into it. Not gonna go over everything, every event. But let's go with March 13th, 1878, Oxford University defeated Cambridge University in their first golf match. 1894, J.L. Johnstone of England invented the starting gate for horse racing. 1915, the Brooklyn Robins manager Wilbert Robinson tried to catch a baseball drop from an airplane, but the pilot substitutes a grapefruit. 1954, March the 13th, Braves Bobby Thompson breaks his ankle. He's replaced by Hank Aaron. 1960, March the 13th, NFL Chicago Cardinals moved to St. Louis. 1960, White Sox unveiled the new uniforms on the road uniforms with players' names above number. Floyd Patterson overcomes two first-round knockouts to knock out Edgemar Johansson in 6 rounds in Miami Beach to retain the World Heavyweight Boxing crown. That's in 1961, March the 13th. 1999, on March the 13th, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis fought each other to split a draw after 12 rounds in one of the most controversial uh, decisions in boxing history. That's basically it. And also get into 2022, after a 40-day retirement, record-breaking quarterback Tom Brady announced he will play at least one more season in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right, so that's it. All the events, some of the events that took place on this day, in sports history, for March the 13th. Right, so that's it for today's show. A lot that I had covered today. Hope you enjoyed it. Be back next week for episode number 43. Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, live on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles, streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So that's it for tonight, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Be back next week at 8 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this platform. Until then, talk to you next time, next week. Have a good night.